Imagine losing a loved one not because of illness or accident, but because of senseless gang violence. A life stolen in a moment of brutal drive-by shooting. This is the tragic reality that shattered the community of Sanford, Florida, when 31-year-old Princess Aura Tolliver was gunned down. Her death exposes the devastating consequences of ongoing gang warfare tearing families apart and leaving innocent victims behind. Before we dive deeper into Princess's story and the pursuit of justice, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe for more important stories, and share it to raise awareness about the devastating impact of gang violence in our communities. Together, we can honor Princess Tolliver's memory by pushing for safer neighborhoods and supporting efforts to prevent such tragedies. Princess Aura Tolliver was a woman known for her warmth, resilience, and dedication to her family. Born and raised in Sanford, Florida, she was 31 years old at the time of her death in late 2022. Her family faced the unimaginable loss of their daughter at such a tender age. Friends describe Princess as a loving and caring person, always putting her family first. She worked multiple jobs to support family and was actively involved in community events. Her presence in Sanford was a positive one, despite the challenges many in the area faced daily. That the night of the tragedy unfolded on November 15, 2022. Princess had been out running errands and was returning home when she drove through a neighborhood known for tensions between rival gangs. Police reports confirmed the area had been a hotspot for violent clashes over the previous months, with rival groups competing for control of drug trafficking and street territory. According to witness accounts, at approximately 10:45 p.m., a dark-colored sedan pulled up alongside Princess's vehicle on East First Street near the intersection with Magnolia Avenue. Multiple suspects opened fire in what was later classified as a drive-by shooting. Princess was struck several times and lost control of her vehicle, crashing into a nearby tree. Emergency responders arrived within minutes, but pronounced her dead at the scene. Sanford police quickly launched an investigation, recognizing this as not just a tragic loss, but also a reflection of the city's ongoing struggle with gang violence. Over the past decade, Sanford, like many other Central Florida cities, had seen a rise in gang-related incidents. The local gangs involved in drug distribution, robbery, and violent retribution battles had entrenched themselves in the city's neighborhoods. Two gangs in particular, the East Side Bloods and the West Side Crips, were known to be the primary players in the ongoing turf war. This conflict had resulted in multiple shootings, homicides, and a pervasive atmosphere of fear among residents. Authorities soon connected Princess's murder to this feud. Surveillance footage from nearby businesses captured the vehicle used in the shooting fleeing the scene, and witnesses provided descriptions of the suspects. The vehicle, a black sedan with tinted windows, seen driving erratically away from the area moments after the shooting. Sanford police, working alongside the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, began combing through intelligence, informant tips, and digital evidence. They focused on identifying key players involved in the latest escalation of violence between the gangs. By early December 2022, 3 suspects had been arrested and charged in connection with the killing. Jonathan J. Martinez, 25, known for his ties to the East Side Bloods. Martinez was alleged to be the mastermind behind the attack, motivated by retaliation over a previous shooting involving members of the West Side Crips. He was charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, Darnell Dered Johnson, 23, believed to have been the driver of the getaway car. Johnson faced charges of accessory after the fact, fleeing and eluding police, and involvement in the murder. Marcus Lil Me Thompson, 22, alleged to have been the triggerman, charged with first-degree murder, illegal possession of a firearm, and assault with a deadly weapon. The trio's arrests were the result of coordinated, investigative work including ballistics tests, forensic evidence linking recovered shell casings to the suspect's firearms, and testimony from confidential informants who described the planning and execution of the drive-by shooting. The prosecution's case was built around an extensive collection of evidence. Phone records and intercepted text messages between the suspects revealed an escalation of threats in the days leading to Princess's murder. Investigators found messages suggesting that the attack was premeditated, aimed at sending a warning to rival gang members. Yet tragically, Princess was not the intended target. Prosecutors argued that she was caught in the crossfire, an innocent victim of the violent turf war that had spiraled out of control. During pre-trial hearings, the defense challenged the evidence's strength, arguing that the testimonies of some witnesses were unreliable and that circumstantial evidence could not prove their client's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Despite these challenges, forensic experts testified that ballistics evidence directly linked the defendant's firearms to the bullets found in Princess's body. Surveillance footage placed the suspects at the scene, and phone data confirmed their coordination. The trial commenced in March 2023 at the Seminole County Courthouse. It drew significant attention from local media, community members, and activists calling for justice and an end to gang violence. The courtroom was filled with family members of Princess Tolliver, friends, and advocates. The prosecution's opening statement was a solemn but powerful declaration. Princess Tolliver was a mother, a sister, a friend, taken from us not for who she was, but because of the senseless violence that gangs inflict on our community. Today, we seek justice not just for her, but for every family affected by this epidemic. Witnesses gave moving testimony describing the events of that night. A local shop owner recounted hearing a barrage of gunfire and witnessing the suspect's vehicle speed away. Neighbors described the fear and grief that engulfed the neighborhood in the hours and days following the shooting. Princess's mother tearfully took the stand, recalling the pain of losing her daughter. She was my everything. Her children need her, and so does this community. No one should have to bury their child like this. The defense aimed to undermine the prosecution's narrative, citing inconsistencies and suggesting alternative explanations for the evidence. However, the strength of the forensic and digital proof, combined with credible eyewitness accounts, left the jury with little doubt. After several days of deliberation, the jury found Martinez, Johnson, and Thompson guilty of first-degree murder and related charges. The verdict was met with tears and sighs of relief from Princess's family and supporters. Sentencing hearings were held shortly after the verdict. The judge condemned the reckless violence that had taken Princess's life and sentenced the defendants to lengthy prison terms, life imprisonment without parole for Martinez and Thompson, and 30 years for Johnson for his role in the getaway. The sentences were intended as a clear message that such acts of violence would not be tolerated and to provide some measure of justice for the Tolliver family. In the aftermath, Sanford's city officials renewed their commitment to tackling gang violence. The mayor announced increased funding for community policing, youth outreach, and anti-gang programs designed to provide alternatives for at-risk youth. Community organizations and local churches held vigils in Princess's memory, emphasizing unity and healing. Princess Ora Tolliver's murder is a stark reminder of the innocent lives caught in the crossfire of gang conflicts. Her children face a future without their mother, a heartbreaking loss that ripples through the entire community. As we close this documentary, we honor Princess's memory and urge viewers to support efforts aimed at ending gang violence and creating safer environments for all families. Please like, share, and subscribe to help spread awareness. Together, we can support victims and work toward communities free from violence. Our deepest condolences and prayers go out to the family and friends of Princess Tolliver. May she rest in peace.